Okay? Eminent domain is the government's right to take private land for public use if they determine there's a higher and a better use. It might be to put in a school. But the cleanest example I can give you is highway expansion. How does the city or the government acquire all the land necessary to widen a highway for miles and miles? Typically through the right of eminent domain. Now, notice for the test purposes here, I want you to make some distinctions. I said on the slide it says, the right of the government to take private land is eminent domain. The process they use is condemnation. That's highlighted here, and everything on my slide is here is because this is what shows up on the test, and this is what gets students confused from time to time. So the right to take private land is eminent domain, but the process is condemnation. Okay. The other thing they have to do if they're going to take your private land through the right of eminent domain using condemnation, they have to compensate you for it. You have to be paid a reasonable amount. A lot of times there are lawsuits when the government wants to take somebody's private land. In almost all cases, the lawsuit is not whether or not the government can take the private land, because they can through the right of eminent domain. The lawsuits are about how much is the private party going to be compensated for it. And clearly, the private party is going to feel their land is of a higher value than the government wants to offer them for it. So they have to be compensated for it, but remember which one is the right, which one is the process. Okay? And the landowner has to be compensated. Eminent domain is an example of involuntary alienation. Now, we haven't defined these terms in this video yet, so let's go there. Alienation, I want to start with that one. Alienation in real estate is any transfer of title of ownership, okay? Any transfer of ownership is alienation. If I sell my house to you and you want to buy it and I want to sell it and you offer me a reasonable amount of money and we sign a purchase agreement, at closing, you get title to my house and I have alienated myself from that property. I no longer own it. You now own it. That's alienation. Voluntary, involuntary is pretty self-explanatory.